Hello, ma'am. Addie told me that one of the neighbor's bighorn calves got snatched by some wild dogs or coyotes or something, and it's a threat. I think we should seek them out and try to reason with them and ascertain the root of this misplaced aggression. Well, I guess it's obvious, isn't it? Don't exactly align with the goals of a grand criminal enterprise. The truth is, I see their struggles and it reminds me of how it was for me and my mama. I know what that's like to have the world against you and to be surviving day to day, nobody helping you. It ended up killing my mama, drove her into an early grave I probably didn't help. And some days I wish just maybe if somebody had come along and extended a hand, maybe I wouldn't have turned out into the fuck up that I am. In the past, I used to hurt people like this. I hurt them a lot. And I'm ashamed. And maybe I can undo a little bit of that just by helping these folks out. Here soon, we're going to be rampaging through the city, mass murdering motherfuckers left and right. Make no mistake. But until then, for just a brief moment, if you'll humor me and be patient, grand wanderer of the wastes, let's extend a little humanity to these people that are shit out of luck. Jesus fucking Christ, making me emotional. I gotta get fucking laid. Motherfucker, can we go find some dogs? See, this is the exceptional talent and character I saw in you when we agreed to a partnership. Outstanding. Got some fresh blood up here. Like we got at least one dog dragging its leg. Look at that. This was all about one dog protecting a mama dog. Hello, ma'am. Given the dire straits this dog has been in, I think we should attempt to communicate and maybe reason with the dog. What do you think? I think that's just the right attitude to have. Thank you so much. Hello, ma'am. Hello, ma'am. By all means. Well, I figure we'll have time to get into all the details later, but I can give you some broad prognostications. How about that? First of all, gotta find the right talent. Luckily, I do know some good old boys who can assist. Now, wrangling together these personalities, that's going to be a team effort, simply put, and we will get to that. Later on, it's going to be a matter of carefully tiptoeing our way back into the city and seeing who's running things and ultimately who set me up. After that, we get enough information, we can come up with a plan and then execute. Emphasis on the killing people side of execution. Once we take care of that, I can get back to doing some gangster shit. We can have some racing, some gambling. We can make loads of caps. And we don't have to do it like barbaric psychopaths like the judge did. We can run it like businessmen. That's how I want to do things. Classy, profitable, treating people nice. And along the way, it is my sincere ambition to help people in this city. There's a lot of uppity motherfuckers around here who have been putting their thumb on the regular folks down here in Vegas. It's high time somebody turned the table on those grasping motherfuckers, and I intend to do it. Well, the main ones are obviously, long dead. But some of the assistants that were scattered around, kind of like me, and regional offices, I think some of them ended up sticking around. Most notably, Tanya Dickman, a very, very frightening woman. I've heard already in my time here, she's active. We should avoid her unless we're very well armed and ready for ruthless action. She is frightening. She also molested me at a Christmas party. Very awkward experience. She had very strong hands and a firm grip. It really caught me off guard, and believe me, I've fooled around with some, robust women. There was something supernatural in that grip. It just straight for the dick and squeezed, and it made me shriek, like a bird. I don't know if you can relate to that, being grabbed so hard and so swiftly, it was like a tactical ambush on my penis. Normally, I would welcome such forceful groping from ladies, but she had a look in her eyes like a great wild cat. It was not a happy look, like, hey, let's go make love. It was a, I'm going to dominate you and scratch you until you bleed kind of look. I don't scare easy. That filled me with a terror that still reverberates in the marrow of my bones. Judge would talk sometimes about, his old club, the Committee of Safety. Apparently, he'd go through cycles of these things. He wandered around from here to there, involved in all kind of crazy shit. I mostly just tuned it the fuck out. Of course. Yes, this has been a beautiful day. I hereby dub this dog Biscuit Bass II. I think this is going to be the start of a great relationship.
They took him. They took my boy. Shadrach left a note. Said he wants 500 caps. I don't have that kind of money. I can't pay it. What am I supposed to do? Thank you. Please, just don't let him hurt my boy.
We'll get him back, Addie. You have my word. Let's talk outside. Okay, I have a plan. We're gonna go in there, kill everyone, and rescue Will. That's it. Don't be fucking naive. They're gonna kill that boy as soon as they get the money. I'm telling you, I've been on that side of things. They're not gonna give it a second thought. The moment they get paid, they're gonna consider him a loose end. They're gonna put a bullet in his little head and then bury him in a little grave in the ditch. Like the philosopher Mozzarella said, you either gotta be generous or you gotta destroy him. There ain't no middle ground here. In light of these harsh truths, I therefore advocate for destruction. Let's
Hello.
go find this bad cat sumbitch and extract some information.
Addie sent you, right? Kid is safe, but don't do anything cute. If I don't bring back the caps, Shadrach will turn his guts out.
Where's Will?
What? You ain't in a position to be asking questions. Show me the caps, or the kid's a corpse. Don't fuck with me. My stomach. You fuck. You fucking shot me.
Good, now we can speak with a degree of mutual respect and courtesy. Right now, you have a 22 lodged in your guts.
You shot me with a fucking 22? Who the fuck does that? What the fuck do you want? God, it hurts.
See, people are quick to denigrate the 22 round, but I think it's a beautiful thing, especially the subsonic variants. You see, they go with a velocity lower than the speed of sound, so you don't get the crack or whatnot, just a pop of the primer going off, and people can't tell you where you are at. You know, you just get people getting turned off in the darkness, and it's beautiful. It really is, in my opinion, one of the most elegant facets of gunplay is to be able to just turn people off without any fuss or noise. Surely you can appreciate that, yes? Oh, that's very positive energy. I really appreciate that. And it's good to see people of, shared sentiment in regards to this underappreciated cartridge. I once used a subsonic 22 to actually terminate 5 people at once in the same room. It was my greatest achievement, really pure artistry. It was the culmination of weeks of planning and just fine-tuning everything down to the most minute detail. I'm sure a gentleman like you, you understand that. Well, maybe not, but it really doesn't matter. I got a lot of criticism for my use of that cartridge in my previous affiliations, particularly one gentleman who liked to wield a giant lumbering shotgun. Even with the suppressor, it was still loud and very messy. Like right now, it probably would have just cut you in two, your guts thrown out all over everything. I mean, at least right now, I know it's painful, but the guts are still inside your abdominal wall, maybe slightly punctured. That bullet may have bounced around in there a little bit. And yes, it is discolored, dark blood. Maybe the liver's hit. Who knows? I don't know if you have hope, but it could be worse. All right, it could always be worse. So bear that in mind. And if you'd like to cleave to the fundamental issue here, I'd be happy to, maybe wrap all this up if you could tell me where Will is at. Otherwise, I'm happy to continue discussing the merits of the 22. I understand you're very distressed, but it's probably best for a discussion if we keep emotional outbursts to a minimum. I like a professional tone in this sort of discourse. A great thing about the 22 is it doesn't overpenetrate. I like a nice, clean turning off of the individual. We had this one gentleman, carried these big old high velocity rifle rounds. He would just shoot, clean through motherfuckers in the wall and whatnot. One time he actually killed an old lady that was behind 3 sets of walls. It was kind of a miracle, really. And maybe that was just God saying, hey, lady, it's your time. And it was instantaneous. Cut her face in half. In a way, like if I had to choose my death, getting shot by a random rifle round, not seeing it coming through several layers of wall, it could be worse. I mean, it was a closed casket. That's disgusting, and I apologize, for her family in hindsight. And this was, again, it was a series of outcomes like that. That is ultimately what led to the judge's failure. I'm sure your boss has talked about him, probably in glowing language. I think that's an exaggeration. He really was just a giant pervert. But anyways, there were mistakes made. And I think if more people in our line of work lean into the use of the 22, particularly the subsonic variant, I think we just have better outcomes all around and greater respect for our guild as a whole. There's always going to be a need for mortality work, but with an emphasis on cleanliness, precision, and control. I think that it would just be a better world for everybody. And, if you've kind of reached the high pitch of your self-pity here, maybe we can start talking about where Will is at, and we can get on with our business and leave you to do what you're going to do.
Oh, you fuck! It hurts. They got him in the old committee safe house under the ruins. Please give me a stim pack.
Thank you for your assistance. You take care now. Hello, ma'am. I think I know where this is. Judge used to talk about that old committee bullshit back in the day. It's over there under the ruins. I have a confession to make. I have never actually rescued anyone. I was usually in the role of the unrescuer. No, I never fucking rescued anyone. When I show up, that's the end of the story. That's how it went. Thank you, Uncle Cooter. Very encouraging words. I'll keep that in mind.
Who the fuck
Call me
is
Bass,
you?
motherfucker.
Is that really you, Bobby? Sweet titty fucking Christmas. I thought you were a corpse. Have a seat. Make yourself at home.
Thank you, but I prefer to stand.
Would have offered whiskey. Still dry, huh? Toto, how you do it? Jesus, man. You look like hell. What happened to you?
An unfortunate series of reversals. I'm managing.
We'll get you right. Got a strong crew. Thieves, convicts, muscle from everywhere. Real mechs. Like with the judge.
If you say so.
You ready to sign on? I'm calling it Tolan Associates.
Compelling name. Very original. I'll pass.
Come on, Bobby. Judge always said you were a stone-cold gun hand. Put your talent to work. Let's finish what he started.
Fuck the judge.
Easy now. I'm being civil. You got business here? Or are you just looking for a handout?
I'm here for that boy. Nothing else.
You? Free someone? You never freed nobody. I saw you murder a whole family once. Somebody put you up to this.
No one. I want Will home.
I used to admire you. Now look at you. Begging like a little bitch. Heard you got broken like a whipped dog. I told myself it wasn't true.
I distinctly recall our time working together. Particularly the long-ass meetings. Always happy to kiss Judge Richter's ass, weren't you, boy? Get to the end, Judge would ask, "Any questions?" And everyone would sigh and think to themselves, "Thank God it's over." Sure as shit, you pop that hand up and ask some open-ended shit like, "Can you explain how you made gunpowder out of raw dog shit, Your Honor?" You know what? Fuck you in particular for that shit, time-wasting motherfucker. You were a lowercase crook back then, and you still are.
You need to leave before I get tired of being civil.
Let him go, or I'm gonna turn this place into your tomb.
You really willing to die for some runt from Good Springs?
You are.
Bobby, you did it! You got them all! What are you gonna do now?
I'm going away for a while, Will. You probably won't see me again.
Why don't you stay? You could live with us. In Good Springs.
I'm a killer, Will. Ain't no town built for men like me. Once you've lived like I have, made the kind of choices I made, there's no road back to Sunday mornings.
Don't go, Bobby.
Go home, Will, and hug your mama's neck. Tell her there ain't no more bad men in Good Springs. Biscuit, you have been a fine dog, an exemplar of canine character, bravery, and agility, I consider myself fortunate to have you as a friend. However, our working relationship must conclude at the moment because I have a new task for you. I think you could do the best service for all humanity if you were guarding the Compson family in my name. I know, it breaks my heart too. You've been amazing, but this is the best thing for all parties involved. Just stay close to them, make sure that no riffraff or whatnot gets in. If they do, you bite them in the nuts. I'll be around, so every once in a while, I'll check up on you, but you just keep doing your good dog things in my name. You take care now, Biscuit. This is it, isn't it? This is where they dug you up out of that shallow grave. I just wanted to see it one last time. I make all my smart-ass remarks about evil energy, but the truth is this town reminded me of home, and it made me deeply uncomfortable, and I knew I could never fit in a place like this, just like I could never go home. I came to this grave because I figured you might be able to relate. Over there in Arizona, when I was shackled up and beaten down, there was a point where I had resigned myself and knew that I would die over there in chains. Now, I had schemes to take people out with me and do some devilish shit, but I never envisioned I would have another opportunity at life. And I don't know if I deserve it, if it was God or Mama or what, or just freak luck, but I'm here, and I know I have certain gifts, and I have an opportunity, not just for revenge, but to actually help some people. And I can't do it alone. I will need your help, along with a gang of, oh dear God, they're basically freaks, but they have talents. There's a lot of questions to be answered. I got plans and shit to do. It's going to take a little time. We'll get there. I'm going to go into hiding up at that shack north of the big cross thing. You can find me there hiding out for a bit. Here soon we're going to have to do some pretty serious work. And I just have one question I need to ask you. You don't have to answer. You just think about it. Are you willing to kill people for money? You take care now.
Cooperation. Journey.
Hello, ma'am. No, absolutely not. Look, we've had a great start to our business partnership here, but it is a partnership. I will not be a toady, lackey, kiss ass, or a hanger on. That is not Bobby Bass. I'm sure you have a coterie of truckling little fans that will follow you everywhere carrying your shit. I have looked in your inventory. I have seen all the variety of junk and refuse you are lugging around. I do not need to jeopardize what little is left of my spinal integrity by carrying all that shit. I think we should be fair and equitable. For example, if I hold a meeting that is longer than 15 minutes, you have my permission to shoot me in the face. Of course. By all means. You take care now.